Hey, this is Chief Chris Womack coming at you today with the police report. Today we're going to be taking a look at a recent event where my partner, Deputy Chief Gary Sparks, was actually highlighted downtown by the GMA conference where they talked about summer activities and what we can do to keep our kids activated and staying on a positive track during the summer months. We had elected officials from all over the state as well as some school board members come downtown here in Atlanta to hear Gary Sparks and what he's doing with our Youth Against Violence and how his program has turned into such a success here in Douglasville. Gary's already graduated about 600 students from this program, and the work he continues to do is just tremendous, and we have calls from all over the state just wanting to know what it is and how this program's working. I believe one of the key factors that Gary's incorporated in his program is Art Powell. Art Powell is a confessed former gang member, spent time in the prison system. Art had a change of heart and decided that he wanted to turn his life around. He realized everything that he was missing out on while he was in prison, missing his child grow up. And he's wanting to put back into the community and help young people, and he has really been a blessing here in Douglasville and getting a lot of these folks, because sometimes as we go out as police officers, they just see somebody in a badge and uniform and they don't feel like they can relate or feel like maybe we're just blowing smoke to them, where Art has lived it, he's done it, and he can tell them, hey folks, if you get involved with these types of activities, it's going to lead to one or two things: incarceration or your death. So I hope you enjoy this edition of the Police Report and all the hard work that Gary's putting into the Youth Against Violence. It's a pleasure to be able to provide this for our community and see all the young people and how they're really pumped up and all the success they're sharing with the program. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. This is Chief Womack signing off.
And so now Deputy Police Chief Gary Sparks.
I'm Deputy Chief Gary Sparks, and I'm here representing the City of Douglasville Police Department and what we're doing in Douglasville. But first, I would like to thank a former council member, councilwoman, who got me to be able to be here, and she contacted the GMA, and that's why we're here, Councilwoman Holmes, and we want to thank you for getting the information about our program here. About 3 years ago, in the city of Douglasville, we were having a problem with gangs. So we set out a mission to defeat the gang problem in the city of Douglasville. And to defeat this gang problem in the city of Douglasville, we took on a two-pronged approach. And the two-pronged approach to the effective fight against the gang violence was strict law enforcement and education. We found out through arresting a lot of the young people that was affiliated with getting involved with gangs, that they did not understand the gang law, nor did their parents understand the gang law. So it was very easy for us to go out there and lock young people up, and we were doing it. But that wasn't our mission in the city of Douglasville. We wanted to fight gangs and try to stop it. That was our vision. So that's how we started the Youth Against Violence program. What we did, myself and Sergeant Ken Weekapleck, will you please stand, and Brandon Nuther, we please stand, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get relaxed with y'all now. I'm gonna tell you, so what we did, we went around the other local agencies in the metro Atlanta area to see what they were doing to fight gangs. And they're just doing the one component of the law enforcement component. But we knew that the education, if we educate these young people to the law and give them education on life skills, they will make a better decision when they out there confronted with peer pressure. When the person wants them to join a gang, they'll be armed with educational knowledge to walk away. Now, I knew those young people probably would not listen to me because they say, Spark, you just the police. I've been policing out there in Douglasville for 22 years. So I knew I had to get someone that's been there and done that. So what we did in Douglasville, we teamed up with a young man that did 11 years in prison, being in gangs, But while he was in prison, he changed his life. And while he was in prison, he wanted to come out of prison to help stop young people from coming into prison, because he's seen young people coming into the criminal justice system at 17, 18 years old, getting 20, 30 years in prison. So the visions that God gave me, and that I prayed for, this thing was prayed about. It just wasn't like conjured up in our mind. So if you're just thinking we just thought of this, now this God gave it to us. All right. So Art Powell, stand up. So we got this young man, Art Powell. Now, and I'm gonna hurry up, because y'all got me in my swing way. I love to talk about this. But before we got with Art Powell, we talked to several other people, several other agencies out there that's doing the same thing, art. But I felt in the vision, and after we met with Art, we connected, and we felt like that the young people would listen to him on his message of how negative it is for young people to get involved with gangs. And they would listen to us on telling them the law. So for the last 3 years, we bond this partnership. And I would like to thank our council member. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of our councilors. They will please stand, because they support it. You got to support something like this. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. They support us. So what we've done in the last 3 years, the first session we had was a summer session, and we had it on Wednesday. And what happened is that we found something here, that we had to go, the police department had to go and pick these kids up. Now, the kids listening to their music and seeing things on TV had a negative image of the police. Police had a negative image on some of the young folk. So what we did, we put them in the car together. So the police went and picked them up, dropped them off at the center where we had the classes, 4-hour classes, and then the police officers come back and pick them up. So what we started seeing was, after about the 3rd or 4th week, a transference there that the young people started understanding like the police. They were like, I want to ride with that police officer there. The police officer would come there and say, I got these 4, I know where they live. But I didn't find out later that some of the police officers were buying them ice cream. you know what I mean? But the good thing about it was the kids were getting in the police car, they turning on that little radio station, 97.5, whatever. Officers get in, and then we got contact information flowing back, and we killed that negative image from the young people thinking about the police department, and the police thinking about our young people. Now, what we have done, and I'm gonna hurry up, and what we have done in the last 3 years, we probably have been in touch with over 600 young people that had come through our program. This program has developed now to where we have a leadership program, because we have an 8-week program. Now, we do this program 42 weeks out of the year. You know, when we first started, we just gonna do a summer program. I got to think, so what's gonna happen when it's school time? When school's in session, we was like, wait till the summer? And we're gonna have a program? No, we gotta have it year round. So now we do a year-round program, take 2 weeks off between each session. Summer session is a 10-week program. We bring in people to teach the life skill, conflict resolution, traumatic experience, decisions and choices, teach them about how to go and apply for jobs, get themselves ready for college. We teach them the sex law, the gang law, alcohol law, driving law. So we arming them, we're arming the community, these young people, with the tools we think they need to make better decisions, and we won't have to fight them and lock them up. And like the mayor said over there, we won't be charging all that money, and they'll be going into our criminal justice system. And one last point before I leave you is that the juvenile court, we have seen a decrease since we started this program, a decrease in the number of juveniles coming to their court system. We've seen a drop in graffiti, because you know what? They understand the law. They know it's not we're not doing an officer-friendly program. We will lock you up. Don't think, I don't want to get that. You do, it's like you reference a show, Beretta.
Yes, sir.
You do the time, you do the crime, you do the time. So we keep it real. But I tell you one thing, is what is heartwarming to see is when I go out to the store, some of those guys go out to the store that's teaching these classes, and the young people come to you and say, how you doing, Chief? How you doing, son? We appreciate what you did for us. You saved my life. And we get that all the time. So how we fund this program, we take drug money. We bust the local drug dealer. We take that money and we put it back in this program. So that's what we do. And on point with our mayor pro tem and the council, they allocate money. And we get money from some of the business leaders in the city of Douglasville. The sheriff department has come on board and donate some of their drug money. So it's a free program, and it's free. We feed them, and we feed them knowledge, and we feed them some food as well. So but I love it. I love the program, and and it's a mission that I think we're winning the war out there in Douglasville. And there's one thing about criminals, and one thing about these guys and people that want to gang bang. There's no jurisdiction to line. So we've been trying to put the good news out there to other cities, and we can help you. Come call us. We'll come. Matter of fact, we've been working with Frederick Douglass High School in Atlanta for several weeks and several months. Matter of fact, the 29th we got to go there, and we in the other school systems where we can go and talk to the young people. And we hit our schools. We teach a class in our high schools and junior high schools. So we're trying to destroy that old image of being in a gang. It's cool.
Thank you.
So that's our vision, that's what we're doing, and hopefully y'all keep praying for it. We're going to win it.
All right.
Thank you. Deputy Police Chief Sparks, you've made some untraditional decisions as it relates to having youth transported with police and having a gang member working with you. Can you talk about how these decisions have broken down barriers between youth and adults?
Yes, I feel that by making the decision to have the officers to go out into the community, which is a community that we serve, that our officers need to be closely in tune with the community. And that was one thing that I hope would happen by having officers going out into the community, pick the kids up, and then partnershiping with a man like Art Powell, where we could have partnership with someone. Now, Art has a PhD. We say a letter behind his name, but I had people with PhD, all these alphabets behind their name, but I did not think they would grab the young people that we needed to get grabbed with somebody that had a background like Art, the education and where he's been to. So now we can teach them, now we can guide them. And I think that's how that has grown in our community, by making those decisions and with Art and the officers getting in and picking up the kids. Now what we find to see that now the officers are going out to domestic disturbances and saying, okay, you have a problem with your son, why don't you sign him up for youth against violence? Send him over there to youth against violence. Your daughter's not doing this, she needs to go to youth against violence. This call is free. Police department is doing it. And that's the other thing that we took the ball and ran with it. We didn't wait. You have some people sit back and wait until the problem is almost too far gone. We seen the problem coming, jump on and hit it then. And every time it raises its ugly head, we knock it back down. So I think getting our officers out of these cars and getting them out there on the street and meeting and understanding the young people other than just rolling over that, tasing them and body slamming them. You know, you get to know what's happening. And then guess what in turn happened? They start telling you what's happening in the street. So we fight crime. So I don't know if that answered your question.
You did. You did. And I would like to open the floor for questions, and if you would like to address a specific panelist, would you please address it to them? Who has a question that they'd like to ask? Yes.
Deputy Chief Sparks. Kathy Gilbert from the city of Stockbridge. How did you find your young man?
All right.
Yeah.
After Sergeant Winkelpleck and I had been going back and forth and trying to put this two-pronged attack to gangs out there, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she had gone to a 100 black women's meeting, and she knew that I was always talking about, look, I gotta find someone that's been there and done that. Because like I said, I talked to a lot of people with PhDs, MAs, and all that, you know, and I just wasn't feeling it. You know what I mean? Because what I'm saying is, we got them coming in there talking and teaching classes. But, so she called me and said, look, we had a person that talked to our group tonight, and gave me his name and gave me a number. And I called Art, and he arrived with he and his pastor, and we had about 3 or 4 meetings, and he and I and Sergeant Winkelpleck, his pastor, we talked about 4 long meetings, and then I went back to the chief and I said, look, this is what we need to do, and he said, do it.
Thank you. And I think there was a question right behind. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is again for Chief Sparks, Police Stewart from Stockbridge as well. I'm understanding, how do you go about getting the kids? Are they being court ordered, or your guys giving the citations? That legal impact of making it happen?
Most of them are court ordered. The school system has started to send them to us. If they get in trouble at school, they have to come through the Youth Against Violence program. If they complete the program, they can get back on track in school. Some parents that through the media, who we do articles in the paper, they want their young people to get this information we have, and they send them. So, by and large, through the courts may make it a condition of their bond and the school system.
And if I may have a follow, what's the age group that you're? We
work with about 13 to 19. And I'm telling you, we have had some 20-year-olds, but the thing of it is, it's so good, you know, you get some of the young people around that same age group, and then they can tell their testimony. I did this. You all don't want to do this. So we hope we change them by not only just hear art testimony or other grown people testimony. We had some young people come in and say, look, I did this, y'all don't want to do this.
Thank you. And in the red sweater? You back?
City Councilman Charles Lane from Fitzgerald. Chief Sparks has got 2 questions. The first is diversification, and knowing that you had major population changes in the Douglas County area. If you can talk to that. And secondly, how did you get the buy-in of your police staff early?
I guess we probably about 7% African American, Hispanic, and white. It's across the board, girls and boys. We got the buy-in because the chief said we're going to do it. But back to your point, a lot of police officers, they said, what y'all doing? We need to be locking them up. Georgia got a Georgia Street Gang and Terrorist Act. Lock their butts up. Pro-arrest. And we had to go through that for maybe, what you think, so maybe about a year. the police officer, oh, that's just that, youth against violence, YAV, YAV. But you know what? Through time, through consistency, and through the blessings that we prayed about, now they on board. Now they come through. Now we have them come teach some classes. Like the class Saturday is going to be the police and you. And we teaching these young people, how do you deal with the police? How do y'all deal with the police? How do you tell, how you going to make a complaint on this police when he do something wrong to you? But how you going to act to make him, to keep him from popping you up on the head or shooting you with that taser? You know, how you going to make a bad situation work for you?
Yes.
So we're not scared about giving out, some people might say police secret. Ain't no darn secret. You know, it's the law. It's what we try to get our young people to understand, that one day they gonna be the leaders. One of them gonna be the police chief. Yeah, so that's what we try to teach our young people out there.
That's great.
Thank you. And
Follow back, are you teaching multiple languages?
We have Hispanic. One of our volunteers is Brandon is he's fluent in Spanish. And I'll tell you one thing. That's a good question, because sometimes we have about 5 or 6 Latino kids in there, and we'll just be talking in English, and then I tell either Brandon or the other person that speaks Spanish, flip the script. So and they just start right out, boom, nothing but Spanish. So the other kids sitting in there. So after they get finished speaking Spanish, I say, now what do you have in your toolbox? Those Latin kids, they knew what he was saying. What do y'all don't know? They knew what he was saying in English and Spanish. So what are you putting in your toolbox? They're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm with it. Do you catch the ball? So yeah, we catch it, Chief.
thank you. I see a lot of hands going up, and I have a feeling we're not going to be able to get them all, but if we can have some brief questions. But ma'am, you had your hand up a long time.
Okay, my first question is, I'm Susie Maggie Thomas, and I'm from Coffee County. And my first question is to Officer Sparks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, as far as, you heard Mr. Peake say that Coffee County is one of the poorest counties in Georgia. And we desperately need an ARC. But my concern is, can we afford an ARC? We can.
I think you can afford art.
Talk to him in detail about the prices later. Yes, ma'am, in the blue, purple.
Dorothy Hooker, Albany, Georgia, Commission for War II. We have a gang task force unit in our city, and one of the things that we have been doing is locking them up. I am really interested in the educational component of and interested in what you said. So my question for you is, do you have or has there been a curriculum developed, an educational program of actual classes that you have been taught that a city could use as a model without having to reinvent the wheel?
Yes, ma'am. We have a curriculum that we basically use that we developed. We have core classes that we teach every Saturday, and that's doing the 8-week program, and it's going to be dealing with anger management, because some of our young people, if you push them, they hit you in the mouth. Decision and choices, they just ain't going to get decision and choices right. Conflict resolution, how do you deal with conflict instead of just striking out? So dealing with traumatic experiences, because some traumatic experiences may be the ones that make the kids act out. So just about those 4 or 5 subject matters going to be consistent in our 8-week program. And then we go back to the law, and then we teach them the gang law, the sex law, the drug law, what's possession, and how marijuana and drugs deal with you, with your body and your mind. So we try to get a little deep with them within the 4 hours that we have them. So yes, ma'am, we have some information that we can get to you, and I'm telling you, we'll go anywhere. Like I said, we're going to Douglas next Friday, and right now, you asked about art. Yes, Sometimes you just have to suck it up and pay somebody. You know, bottom line, you know, and but you know, you just it's what you want. It's just like I think somebody said, you pay now, pay later. You know, which one choose you? Which one you want to do? So we chose. Okay, look, this is how we're gonna do it now, and it's been going well. And again, how we fund it with. We take drug funds and we take drug funds, put it in the program. We get money from we get a little grant. We didn't get one of those big grants. We're gonna try to get one. And some foundations give us money. We go to the local business people and they give us money, cut us a break on the food. You know, we averaging 60 young people every Saturday.